Canada and Mexico were both able to convince the U.S. president nearly at the last minute to hold off on imposing those sweeping 25% tariffs. But Donald Trump did stay the course on his threat to slap additional 10% tariffs on Chinese imports. Those kicked in a minute after midnight. The president has said the tariffs are a result of trade deficits and a punishment for the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. Now, China is already retaliating. And let's bring you the details from Beijing and reporter Yenna Lee.
Well, that's a 15% tax on U.S. coal and 10% on goods such as crude oil, farming equipment and pickup trucks. They're just some of the U.S. imports that face new Chinese tariffs. China also announced export controls on 5 critical minerals. These are metals that are crucial to technology and innovation. Beijing argues that this is just a response to Washington's actions as the U.S. placed that additional 10% tariff on all Chinese imports first. Washington's official reason behind all of this is the accusation that China just isn't doing enough to stop the fentanyl trade. China's Ministry of Finance responded today in a statement saying the unilateral imposition of tariffs by the United States is not only unhelpful in solving its own problems, but also damaging to the normal economic and trade cooperation between China and the United States. End quote. Now, so far, we haven't seen a huge escalation in tensions. Instead, it appears that both sides are actually publicly gearing up to enter a round of negotiations. These new tit-for-tat Chinese tariffs are set to start on February 10th. So there is still some room and time for discussion. And according to the White House, a call between Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping could take place in the coming days.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Yenna, because we know in Canada's case, there were 2 phone calls between Canada's Prime Minister and President Trump yesterday, and then the announcement of the pause. So with that phone call set to take place as early as this week, what are the expectations? What are the hopes in terms of stopping this trade war?
Well, Heather, things could really go either way. But if you look at so far how both sides have been behaving, well, they have been showing some restraint. Donald Trump backed down from that 60% tariff he had threatened on the campaign trail down to 10%. And Beijing also with its relatively muted response so far, all things considered. I actually spoke a little earlier with Alex Capria, senior lecturer at NUS Business School, and he told me that China's retaliatory tariffs are measured and designed to encourage U.S. companies to dissuade Trump from resorting to even more tariffs. He also said that there's a possibility for a way out here because Beijing has made it clear there could be plenty more pain to come. The official reason behind Trump's tariffs is the fentanyl crisis, and the Chinese have actually shown in the past their willingness to collaborate with the U.S. on this topic. But should the White House once again dig deeper into issues that have plagued the bilateral relationship between China and the U.S., such as the trade imbalance, such as their tech rivalry, well, then tensions can certainly heat up. A key upcoming deadline is the Trump administration's probe into U.S.-China trade relations. That report is due on April 1st.